NATO on Tuesday announced plans to suspend its participation in the Cold War-era arms control treaty that placed limits on military buildups in Europe, just hours after Russia formally announced its withdrawal from the same pact. NATO criticized Russia's withdrawal from the Treaty on Conventional Armed Forces in Europe, calling it the latest in a series of actions that systematically undermines Euro-Atlantic security. Russian Foreign Ministry announced the country's formal withdrawal from the pact at midnight local time on Tuesday, adding that the international legal document is now history for us. Moscow blamed the U.S.-led alliance for its exit, saying NATO members and their clients have demonstrated an inability to negotiate, making any agreements with them impossible. Russia also suggested the admission of Finland and Sweden into NATO was a circumvention of the treaty that effectively left it dead. In response, NATO said its members have agreed to suspend the operation of the CFE treaty for as long as necessary. While acknowledging the importance of CFE to the security of the region, NATO said a scenario where it's forced to comply with the pact while Russia isn't would be unsustainable. Quote, Russia continues to demonstrate disregard for arms control, including key principles of reciprocity, transparency, compliance, verification, and host nation consent, and undermines the rules-based international order, NATO's statement added. Signed in 1990, just a year before the collapse of the Soviet Union, the treaty prevented both NATO and the Soviet-led Warsaw Pact from building up a large number of forces and launching a quick offensive in Europe. The treaty remained in effect after the dissolution of the Soviet Union and the Warsaw Pact and was updated in 1997. Russia suspended its participation in the treaty in 2007 and stopped actively sharing data about its troop movements with NATO, which helped it launch a surprise offense into Georgia a year later. For Headlines with a Voice, this has been the Lockhart News Brief.